Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm your host, Paige Ryans, and today we are talking about the Garden State Film Festival, our 24th year. We have over 200 incredible films from various countries screening at 9 different venues throughout Asbury Park and Cranford, New Jersey. The festival will run from March 26th through March 29th. You can get your tickets. They are available now at gsff.org/tickets, and there will also be tickets available at the door while supplies last. And now, to meet today's filmmakers, I am joined by the creators and stars in the film Dead Birds. With us, we have Joe Thayer, we have Eva Peterson, James Carabelli, and John Schaub. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. We're so excited. Congrats on your acceptance. Very excited to talk about your film. I know I gave kind of a brief introduction, but if you wanted to go around and just say your role with the film, and then we'll jump into what the film's about.
Sure. I'll get started. So my name is Joe Thayer. I'm the writer, director, and one of the producers on Dead Birds.
I'm Eva, and I play Lisa.
I'm James. I play Christopher.
I'm John, and I play Victor.
Awesome. Thank you all very much for those introductions. And now, Joe, if you wouldn't mind telling us a little bit about Dead Birds.
Sure. So it's a coming of age story, which I wrote probably about maybe a little over 2 years ago, and then I put down for a while. And it's essentially it's a moment in time between these kids. It's an awkward moment in time. I don't want to give too much away and spoil the theme, but the main characters are put into a strange situation, and they have to sort of navigate their way out of it. So it's really a coming of age. It's about doing the right thing and not doing the right thing sometimes, and that's pretty much the basis of it.
Very nice, very nice. And what was your inspiration for writing this, as much as you want to share without giving too much away?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of comes from a childhood experience that I was part of. It's not really exactly it, but I think that was the birth of the idea for me.
Okay. Okay. Very nice. Very cool. And how did you go about finding your cast? I mean, you have three of the incredible actors as part of this film. What was your process of finding them like?
Yeah, so first I want to say that these guys are phenomenal. If you've seen the film or if you're going to see the film, it's a real treat. It was amazing to work with them. I found them through casting, through sorting through hundreds and thousands maybe of auditions and self tapes and all that stuff, and then we kind of these guys kept floating to the top, and then I got them together, and they really just had amazing chemistry, and it just fell into place. So I was blessed, really.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. So I'll throw it to kind of you guys, Eva, James, and John. Can you talk a little bit about what that I guess audition process kind of was like for you, and then the process of finding out that you got the role? Like, what was that like for you? Could start, Eva, if you wanted to start.
Yeah, sure. So I auditioned early summer of 2025, and I got the audition when I was on a cart on a road trip from Miami to Orlando, and it was really stressful because I had to film it in a hotel room, and I learned it in the car in 3 hours. So it was really fun. I love the script. I fell in love with it, and I really, really wanted to film it. And I said, Mom, let's do it. Let's do it in the hotel room. So we used a dining chair, a couple of books, and that's how we filmed it. So yeah, I'm so grateful.
That's great. I feel like the best one of the best auditions are like birthed from like spur of the moment, like, all right, we're gonna use this, we're gonna use that.
Yeah.
And it just works out very well. So I love that. How about James? What was that process like for you?
So I also had the audition early summer 2025, and I got the script and I went to my acting coach. We filmed it, and then I don't remember the exact amount of time later, but eventually my parents told me they called me down from my room. They told me that I was in the running for this role, and I was super excited. So then yeah, I kind of just it was fun. It was because sorry yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I'm glad that I'm sure the moment of getting that news was like very
For sure.
exciting. Yeah,
Oh, it's always very exciting. Yeah.
that's great. That's awesome. And how about you, John? What was it like for you?
It was so I got the audition like sometime over the summer, and I read the script, and I'm like, I really like this role. Like, it felt like it fit me, and I auditioned, and then think a few weeks went by, and then they reached out and said they wanted a callback, and then I was I was going on vacation the week I think they said they would have a callback, and I didn't know when they were gonna have it, and I was like, "Am I gonna be able to go?" And it was actually like a week after that, and I was able to, so it worked out, and then I got the role.
That's
So
awesome.
I was super happy.
Great.
So
That's
I
very
have
yeah.
I have a funny story about actually all of their auditions. So first of all, Eva. So my co-producer Jimmy Jones, who he has Ogami Studios in Brooklyn. He produced a film with me, and he had worked with Eva before on a previous project. So when we started talking about this project, he was like, "Oh, I know a great person. She's really talented," and I was like, "Okay, cool. You know, we'll throw her name into the ring." But I sort of had in my mind like, we're still going to audition everyone. So, and we did. I auditioned hundreds of tapes, and Eva still rose to the top. So I ended up being like, Jim, I could have saved myself a lot of trouble. But you always want to make sure that you do all of your homework. So that was funny. She ended up getting the part. And then James, when I cast James for the part, I had him do a read with John. And after the read, he says to me, I want to tell you, I know John. I was like, wow, really? That's like amazing. So it turns out that they both have the same acting coach, who is Russ Russo, and he is also in our film. He plays a role as well. So everything just came together like incredibly. It was just one of those things where it was just perfect. I was scared to direct younger folks. I hadn't done that before, and everyone that I spoke to was like, don't do it. But I couldn't have had a better experience. I mean, these guys are just pros, and you'll see in the film they're great,
Yeah.
unbelievable, and their energy was just so wonderful the whole time on set. It was just exciting. They were excited to be there, and I was excited to be there, and we had a good time.
That's awesome. That's great.
Yeah.
And I kind of a follow up to that. Like, what was there anything that you learned about yourself, your directing style through the making of this film, as stepping into this, as this being the first time, that you directed this route?
Yeah, I think. Well, for me, I was really pleasantly surprised. But it also showed me that the more excitement that I'm around, the more excited I get.
Mhm.
So I really fed off the energy of these guys and the crew and their parents, and just everyone that was there was just so great. And so that really could make or break a film. The energy on set and the
Mhm.
people all being excited about doing it, and there was really a great energy here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's great. I'm sure like that environment on set is definitely it helps, I
Yeah.
think both on the director side and also the actress side. So that's very, very great. And then also a question for each of you, James, John, and Eva. Was there a favorite moment that you had like a favorite part of sorry, let me rephrase this question. Was there a favorite scene that you had, or was there kind of like a challenging scene that you had to play? You can answer both or one or neither. No, anything like that. Whichever's easiest for you to answer.
I'll go first. I feel a challenging scene that we had to film was due to the rain on set, and that was me and James' outdoor scene. And I won't get into too much detail, but my hair was all over the place, and that was probably the most challenging part. And also, it was really cold outside, so I would say that was a challenging part.
Yeah. Cold and rainy is not the best combination, right? How about you, James? I know you were about to say something.
Yeah, I'll have to say, there were a lot of times when we were outside of a certain spot where there was just a bunch of people. Like there was times there's cars coming by blasting music and stuff like
Yeah.
that. It's a bunch of sounds sometimes. And you just have to wait before doing it. There was a good chunk of that during the process. So yeah.
Yeah. The microphones definitely pick up every ounce of that, outside noise that's, but yeah. And how about you, John?
I mean, most of the scene was difficult because there's a lot of actions, but the start of the scene, like the group of friends that I was like with who were like antagonizing James' character, we were like across from the street. So like there was cars, and when they said action, one time there was a car just coming by, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's action. I gotta get there quick.
Yeah. The car was a paid actor, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
Or unpaid.
Our AD was super nervous about
Yeah.
John crossing this street.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's understandably so. Understandably so. And then also another question for each of you. Was there anything that you learned about yourselves, like, through your acting, anything that you wish to carry to your next project?
I'll start again. I mean, the script is really prominent to teenagers nowadays, so I feel like just the story sat with me, and I definitely can see it in my day-to-day life. So I think the story is just so amazing. So that's what I learned from.
Yeah, I'll have to agree with what Eva said. Basically, it's just the story is just a big part. It resembles a lot of life, day-to-day life as a teenager in a way. So yeah.
Very cool. Very timely. Very timely. And I feel like, I think it can resonate with audiences that watch it, and also not just like audiences around the same age, but even like audiences that might have brothers or, sisters or anything like that around the same age, I think it's just important themes in general, life themes. And how about you, John? Was there anything you wanted to add to that?
I mean, it's similar, but there was a lot of good stuff that's happening to teenagers right now, and that probably happened to me before, about like doing the right thing and not falling in with the wrong crowd. So
Yeah, that's a good lesson.
yeah,
A
it
good
is.
overall lesson for sure. And also back to you, Joe. Kind of along those same lines, what are you hoping to audiences get out of like watching the film? Like, what I know you kind of talked a little bit about it in the beginning, but what's kind of like what do you hope audiences leave with watching the film?
Well, without giving too much away, it's really about toxic masculinity and the pressures, not just on women, which I think are more obvious sometimes, but also on young men, and it actually is psychological warfare for young men as well. And I think that it's important because, especially nowadays, we have lots of um, you know role models that are not exactly role models in my opinion, and it's easy for men to fall into the idea that they need to be a certain way and act a certain way, and I hope that this film gives an alternative to that, and shows that it's not necessary. there's a better way. And it's hard, it's hard to make the right decisions. It's hard to go against peer pressure, but we have to do it. We have to try our best to do it.
For sure. And I think that this film sends an excellent message of just like, I think that's what's so great about film is seeing it on the screen. Sometimes seeing it visually as opposed to just hearing it, it can make a difference, just seeing that visually, seeing those visual actions and like that dialogue on screen even can really reach further. So again, I just think that you did a great job with writing, directing, and I think each of you, Eva, John, James, did a really great job, portraying these characters. And I really think it's going to resonate with audiences that see it. And my final question is, will each of you be joining us in person for the festival?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, is awesome. Yay. Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah. So it's most of us are New York, New Jersey locals, the crew,
Nice.
the cast. So yeah, we'll have a good crowd, I think.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, we're excited to, showcase your film. We look forward to seeing you in person. Again, you can check out Dead Birds. It'll be screening on Saturday, March 28th at the Berkeley Continental, Block BC 25, between 12:30 p.m. and 2:05 p.m. And again, for everyone watching, we'll see you at the Garden State Film Festival. 200 films, 9 different venues, Asbury Park in Cranford, New Jersey. You can get your tickets to see films like these at gsff.org/tickets. And then once again, thank you all so much for being here and for joining us. Really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Thanks, Paige.
Yeah, thank
Thanks,
you.
guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're
See
so
you soon.
welcome. All right. We'll see you at the festival.
Bye. Thanks.
All right, see you there.